Hi beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you in my little corner of YouTube where we speak all things adulting, faith and lifestyle. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That red button must turn gray. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you enjoyed about today's video and what other videos you'd like to see. Share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it. And last but not least, hit those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. So without wasting any more time, let us get straight into today's video. So we're back. I had taken a week break. I was on a church retreat and I came back the day that a video was supposed to go out, and I decided, you know what, I'm still marinating in the Holy Spirit. Let me chill and I will be back next week. So we're back. And today's topic is something I'm very passionate about. It's a topic that a lot of people ask me about as well, about how I got to where I am, and you know, the practical steps that I can give them to get there. So that is essentially what the basis of this video is about. So to give a bit of background before I get into the meat of today's video, I never used to be a consistent individual. I've always had extremes, right? It's either I go hard and I listen, or I do nothing at all, you know? And I've never been able to find a middle ground. So growing up, that's what it was. I remember even in primary school when I got into working out, for example, this is just one of them. I would work out, like I would go for jogs every single day, and then there'd be months where I do nothing, you know? So I was never able to grasp that balance. Even in high school, I think the only thing that helped is that, you know, I was a dancer and so forth. So I was able to still keep consistent and like active, but I was never able to find a balance between, you know, keeping consistent in my private life, if that, yeah, I hope I'm making sense, right? So that is a bit of context as to why I'm sitting in front of you guys today. But essentially we'll be talking about consistency and how to be a bit more consistent. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I'm an avid gym bunny. It's not in your face, but I am at the gym at least 5 times a week, every week without fail. And people always comment, yo, your consistency, yo, Rory, how do you do it? Yo, I wish I was like you. And I'm like, guys, you can't wish that you were like me, because I worked to get here. Like, I worked to get to where I am. And it all started with choosing to love myself. I believe that consistency and discipline are a form of self-love. And when you aren't disciplined and when you aren't consistent, you are essentially training your mind to love you a little less than it should. And I believe that is just, it's a shame, really. It's a shame. If you give yourself or make a promise to yourself that you're going to do something every single day and you don't show up and do it, you are breaking a promise to yourself. Now, how do you expect people to keep promises that they've made to you if you can't even keep a promise that you made to yourself? I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just saying, think of it like that when it comes to being consistent, because really it's more about what you say to yourself and how you speak to yourself in your mind than it is the physical activity of it. Yes, you know, the physical activities of eating healthy or reading every single day consistently and so forth, they have, you know, great consequences and after effects, but it all starts in the mind. And that's where I want to get to with you guys today. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let us get into the meat of today's video. So before I get into the tips, the one thing I want to highlight is that we are human. I sometimes have seasons, which I'm actually getting out of one right now. And I'm going to be very open and transparent with you guys because that's how I am on this channel. If you guys don't know, that's how I am. But we are human. And sometimes you are on a consistency journey doing so well, and then life happens. You fall sick or work gets busy and you fall off. What matters is actually getting up and, you know, dusting yourself off and starting again and not being afraid to start again. Because to me, you know, falling off the bandwagon of consistency is not failure. It really is an admission that life happens or you're tired. Like, genuinely, it is exhausting sometimes. But if you don't get up, that means you're going to be sitting and sabawelling everyone else and asking yourself, what if? You know, what if I remain consistent? So the first thing that you need to think about when you want to be consistent is deciding the life that you want to live, deciding the type of person that you want to be, and letting that be the direction for where you want to go. I hope I make sense. So essentially, By knowing what you want, you're able to then visualize why you're waking up every single day. Even when it gets hard, you're able to say, listen, I have an end goal in mind. And in order for me to get to that end goal, I need to continue staying on track. I need to continue being consistent. I need to continue being disciplined. And I don't want to dwell a lot on discipline today because I want to do a completely different video on discipline. So I'm not going to speak about it much today. I want to dwell on consistency today. So by being able to have this vision, right, of where you want to go, it's able to give you direction as to why you're getting up and reading every day, eating healthy every day, reading your Bible every day, working out every day, drinking water every day, having your vitamins every day, calling a sister every day, journaling every day, sleeping at a certain time and waking up at a certain time every day. All of those things will then mold you into the type of person you want to be, as well as mold your life into the type of life that you envision. Now, before I continue, I want to give a disclaimer, right? We are living for the glory of God. We are living in His purpose for our lives. We are living according to His will for our lives. So before or while you are trying to figure out the type of person that you want to be, you need to put God at the center of all of that. Ask God what type of a life He wants you to live for yourself. Beyond, obviously living out the Great Commission, going out and creating disciples and all of that, and living as a testimony for other people to experience Christ. But beyond that, what is His purpose for your life? What is the impact and the type of life that He wants you to live? Is He calling you to ministry? Is He calling you to leadership in your workplace? Is He calling you to being a top student? Is He calling you to lead a ministry in church? Is He calling you to be, a billionaire? And those things will then allow you to take daily steps to get there. I hope I make sense. And I will dwell a bit more on that in the second point. But essentially, by visualizing what you want to be or who you want to be and what type of life you want to live, you're able to then be consistent in the things that will get you there. I can't stress this enough. Knowing your why will help you be able to challenge yourself each and every day. If you want to be an academic, to challenge you to open up your textbooks every single day to get to where you want to be. So in order for you to even start your journey of consistency, you can't start without direction. It's like getting in a car with no petrol and not having an end destination. You're just going to drive on the highway and find yourself in Cape Town when essentially your life wanted you, or your heart wanted you to be in Durban. But because you didn't know where you were going, you found yourself somewhere else by mistake. Intentionality, I think it's super important. And that was not in my notes. So it's just, yeah. Anyway, so that's the first thing that I want you guys to think about when you start your journey of consistency. By knowing where you want to go, you're able to then find the things that will help you get there each and every single day. The second thing that I want to talk about is planning. A dream without a plan is just a dream. It's a fantasy. But a dream with a plan ends up being a goal and ends up having some sort of beautiful outcome, right? So if you're just going to dream and it's, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, cool. What's your plan to get there? And the things that you put in your plan to get there will help you consistently get there. That is the only thing that will get you there. Proper planning is literally the stepping stone to success. Guys, I can't stress this enough. And if you guys know and have watched videos before, I'm big on planning, whether it's weekly, yearly, monthly, daily, and setting goals for myself, right? And I've mentioned it in a video before, I think in 2 videos of goal setting before, that the reason why we don't achieve the goals that we want to achieve or achieve the life that we want to achieve is because we don't have plans in place, right? So it's nice to have this big dream, but breaking it down into the daily habits that you want or that will get you there is then defeating the whole purpose of the dream. Think of it like this. If you want to be a PhD student, right, and you're working, you need to know that every single day for 2 hours a day at least after work, you're getting home and you're studying consistently until you get to where you want to be. You want to lose weight or, get healthier. That means consistently, every day, every week, you are meal prepping, you are working out, you are drinking water, you are drinking your vitamins in order for you to get to that dream, whether it's a dream body, whether it's a dream health state, whether it's a dream medical report that the doctor says high cholesterol. and your dream is to live a life with no, high cholesterol or normal cholesterol levels, then you know that every single day, consistently, I need to do A, B, and C, right? And that is part of your plan. If you want to be a millionaire, what are you doing daily, weekly, monthly, annually in order for you to get there? How much are you saving every single day? How much are you saving, a week, month, and so forth, in order for you to get to that financial dream or goal of yours? If you want to be a CEO, what are you doing every single day? Are you reading every single day? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you networking consistently? And so forth, in order for you to get to that dream. So proper planning will literally pivot you from having this vision that we spoke about into some sort of practical plan, practical roadmap to get there. And in order for you to actually get there, you need to be consistent, right? So if you don't have a proper plan, you won't be able to be consistent, because your plan breaks down the daily actions and the daily tasks that you need to do in order to get to where you want to get. The third thing that I want to highlight is the reason why you're struggling to be consistent, or why you're watching this video right now, is that you are self-sabotaging yourself because you don't know how to speak to yourself. How we speak to ourselves is so important. The Bible tells us, the word tells us, that life and death is found in the tongue. And literally everything that you speak, fruits will be bared, or you will bear fruits of the words that come out of your mouth. It is crazy. If you say that you aren't going to achieve that goal because you're not good enough or whatever, or you don't have enough discipline, or you're not consistent, it's what you're saying to yourself that is training your brain to believe that you can't do something, right? If you don't know how to speak to yourself and speak life into your life, you're not going to get to where you want to be. Even on the days where you don't, go to gym, for example. Rory, today was a bad day. Let me at least take a 5-minute walk. Or even if you didn't get a chance to take that 5-minute walk, this does not define the end goal. Yes, it's a step back into the goal that you had for the week. It really is a setback, but it does not define. Give yourself that grace, right? Because if you don't give yourself that grace, you're then bullying yourself. Essentially, in a nutshell, you're bullying yourself. And that is self-sabotage, because you're going to sit here throwing a pity party for yourself because you don't know how to speak to yourself. So think about the thoughts that you have towards yourself, and think about the words that you say to yourself. I cannot emphasize this. As a man thinketh, so he is. The word says that as well. Oh, so he will be. What are you thinking about yourself? Are you a consistent person? Are you showing up to gym every day? Are you drinking your water every day? Are you reading your word every day? Consistently. And if you are able to think of yourself like that, it will manifest into the actions that happen in your life. I think this is probably the core of everything, because even how you speak to yourself will determine the vision that you have for your life. If you speak to yourself or think very lowly of yourself, you're not going to think of yourself as the CEO, the first millionaire in your family, or, a PhD graduate. If you think that you are only capable of a bachelor's degree, that's where you're going to stop. So like I said at the beginning, it all starts in the mind. It really all starts in the mind. So learn how to speak to yourself properly. Learn how to think about yourself properly, because that literally is the stepping stone to everything else that I've mentioned in this video. In closing, your daily decisions are the stepping stone to the life that you want. If you aren't making those daily steps up that staircase, you will not reach the top. And you need to take one after the other after the other. Another thing I want to highlight is consistency is not perfection. I cannot even begin to explain and break down how many times I've fallen off the bandwagon for months on end because I was beating myself up for not being perfect. Sometimes consistency for me is 100%. Sometimes it's only 40%. The point is I'm showing up nonetheless. It does not have to look like 100% every single day. Going back to what I said about being human, life happens. We fall off the bandwagon. Sometimes I have time for a 7-color meal, to cook a 7-color nutritious meal, and sometimes I only have time to make a smoothie. Both times I've showed up for myself to live a healthier life. I hope that this is clicking in your brain, that you don't need to define consistency as perfection. It is not that. And if that is the view that you have when it comes to consistency, you will continue to feel bad about yourself, because consistency is pretty much perfection, is pretty much unattainable. And if you think that consistency is the same thing as perfection, you really then will not be able to reach a level of consistency, because you can't be perfect. Like, there's no person on this earth. Only Jesus is perfect. The rest of us that fall short every single day, there is no such thing as perfection. I'm sorry. And if you are going to give yourself or put yourself under that pressure to be perfect in order to be consistent, you're not going to get to where you want to be, because you're always going to be bashing yourself and, like I mentioned, bullying yourself because you're not getting or hitting those targets 24/7, 100%, So I just want to I think that's the one thing that I think a lot of people struggle with, that if it's not perfect or if it doesn't look perfect, it's not consistency. My daily mantra is showing up for yourself every single day. If you're not showing up for yourself, you're breaking that promise to yourself. That is what consistency is. Whether it's at 100% or whether it is at 10%, whether it is at 40%. As long as you are showing up for yourself, even in the littlest of ways, you are showing yourself that you love yourself, you're training your brain to love yourself more, and you're training yourself to take yourself seriously. Because by showing up every single day, you're taking yourself seriously. So yeah, anyway, please do share your thoughts down below about consistency, how you fell into a life of consistency or intentionally walked into a life of consistency. If you aren't consistent, share what is stopping you from being consistent. I am very curious to hear this, because sometimes, like I said, you saw someone on Instagram that is consistent every single day, but you're willing from your couch or from your bed. Actually get up and act. So what is stopping you from being consistent? And if you are consistent, how did you get there? And what are you consistent in? Are you consistent in reading your Bible? Are you consistent in working out every day? Are you consistent in doing a short course every single day? What are you consistent with? I would definitely love to hear that in the comment section. So with that, we've reached the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it. And with that, with so much love and so much light from me to you, have an amazing rest of the day. Stay safe and God bless. Bye, guys.